Hi, this is Jade, and this is my presentation over the key theories. For my first slide, I have the simple view of reading. The simple view of reading incorporates two sectors to help children learn. The first one is word recognition and language comprehension. Here I wrote down a formula that is mathematical that can be recognized. Word recognition times language comprehension equals reading comprehension. This is the ability to be able to fluently read words. Language comprehension is the ability to understand one language to add in vocabulary knowledge. On my next slide, I have the simple view of writing, and as you can see to my right, I decided to put in a little chart just to be more visual about it. At the top of the chart, I have good language composition and the poor language composition, which is just skills that we need to practice more. The simple view of writing is a chart that states good language composition, good transcription skills, poor language composition, and poor transcription skills. It states a competent writer will be in the quadrant between good language composition and good transcription skills. Next is my Scarabro's reading rope. I decided to put a chart because I believe that this chart can be something visually that we can look at and see, and it shows a really good representation of what I'm going to be talking about. Scarabro's writing rope is an in-depth deception of the individual knowledge needed for skilled reading. Here, for the background knowledge and the vocabulary, are types of knowledge that fall under the language comprehension strands of the rope, which you can see if you just follow my cursor. Here's that section of it, which is all the way over here. Then, on the word recognition, which is this top part, there are strands such as phonological awareness and decoding. And as you can see, for the phonological, there's syllables and stuff. Decoding is about alphabetic principles, spelling, sound, correspondences. Now, using the rope, you can see how each individual strand leads to skilled readers. Once these strands are met, they will intertwine, building those skills. Aries 4 phases of word reading. The pre-alphabetic phase is a state when readers are using context and visualizing the readers. In the partial alphabetic phase, readers have some of their letters memorized and can recognize smaller words within the context. Meaning, when a student sees a word and they are able to put those letters together, then they are able to understand the context of it. When students are in the full alphabetic phase, they can use letter pairs and letter sounds to memorize words and to be able to decode new words. The final stage is the consolidated alphabetic phase, in which the students can recognize and decipher letter groups, and syllables. Next up is the four-part processing model. This model includes the phonological processing system, orthographic processing system, semantic processing system. The phonological section is used to understand the way something is written in language, with verbal language such as syllables and speech sounds. The orthographic system is the ability to memorize and understand written symbols such as letters. The semantic sector is when the reader understands the meaning behind the words being used. Context processing system is when the reader can use context to fully comprehend and understand the text. See, for each of my bullet points, I decided to break them down just to be able to summarize it of what each of these terms mean. And then for my last page, here are my references that I used. Thank you for listening to my video.